Insurance.com. Van Morrison Duets. 16 reimagined songs from Van Morrison's catalog, including Real Real Gone with Michael Bublé. Available now at Amazon Music. As an entrepreneur, you're always on the go. So turn your mobile phone into a business phone system with Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system. Get a new business number or keep your current one. Sound professional with a main greeting and multiple extensions that forward callers to your mobile phone. You can even get voicemails transcribed. Join over 150,000 small businesses who stay connected with Grasshopper. See how it works at grasshopper.com, the entrepreneur's phone system.
We're here with Paul DeLoro, Manager of Wealth Planning at City National Bank, with today's City National Bank Insights on Wealth Management. We are discussing an underutilized source of wealth planning, one's potential income tax refund. Paul, what uses for large tax refunds do people often overlook?
It's not unusual for people to over-withhold on their taxes and receive a tax refund, and in many cases, a large tax refund. The goal is to maximize the benefits of this lump sum of money. In other words, don't let a tax refund be lost to general spending. Rather, allocate it to a specific purpose. Education savings is a good example. If you have children or grandchildren, some of the refund could be used to fund college education plans. Contributing to a separately managed fixed income account is an easy solution, or, especially for grandchildren, a traditional approach is to fund a 529 college savings plan, where you can gift up to $14,000 per child or $28,000 per child for married couples every year. It's important to note that depending upon the plan you select, you may incur fees and other expenses. You should always seek professional guidance from your tax advisor. Non-deposit investment products are not insured by the FDIC, are not deposits or other obligations of City National Bank, and are not guaranteed by City National and are subject to investment risks, including the potential loss of the principal invested. Visit cnb.com/PCS Advisor to learn more about our wealth planning solutions. We will be glad to help.
City National Bank, member FDIC.
At the Lexus Command Performance Sales Event, you can have everything but time. With great offers on the ES and CT Hybrid and more new models than ever, like the NX Turbo and RC Coupe, but only until March 31st. Lease the 2015 ES 350 for $349 a month for 36 months, with $19.99 due at signing. See your Southern California Lexus dealer.
Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer valid in the Lexus Western area only.
You know what's always on my mind, kid? Safety. I live, eat, and breathe safety. When I wake up in the morning, I have a large cup of safety with 2 sugars and a dash of safety. Safety matters. Your safety, my safety, everybody's safety. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products, services, and resources to help keep our facilities safe and our people safer. Now pass me one of those safety donuts over there. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KX's time 6:45, traffic and weather together on the 5s. An update on what's happening brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Here's Jeff.
All right, we're going to go run to Jeff Vaughn, Air 1070 over the 5 freeway.
Well, a little slower than it should be if you're coming out from Bob Hope Airport or Burbank right now, but it is moving. There was a problem in the East LA interchange, actually, just before you hit all those transitions to south, east, or west, or whatever, right around 4th Street. So all lanes are open now. The pace a little slow. Northbound now, if you're coming up from the East LA interchange up towards the 134, that section looks pretty good.
All right, in the valley, 170 northbound, heads up here. They're calling it either a wheelbarrow or a shopping cart. Second lane from the left, 170 northbound, right at Sheldon. Let's go to Michael Bryan. He's been flying over Orange County in Air 1070.
Just over the Costa Mesa Freeway, 55 southbound here, just about ahead of McFadden. Looks like the accident working off to the right shoulder, but it's keeping things pretty tight here from about Catella.
All righty, and let's go to Scott Bird. He's been flying over the Diamond Bar area in Air 1070 over the 6057.
60 westbound, slowing around Central out to the 57 merge, and South 57 slowing just about Temple Avenue down through the 60 merge.
You know, Jeff was over this problem on the 605 North at the 5 earlier. That he cleared it, but boy, that 605 North, just want to give you a heads up, it's already tough this morning. Get a jump on things, boy, from Del Amo all the way up to the 5 freeway. Really tough at that southbound 605, tough from about Whittier down to the 5. Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? You might be if you're not with Mercury Insurance, because they're super agents on a mission to save you money. In fact, you can save hundreds if you switch. See for yourself by getting a fast free quote today at mercuryinsurance.com. That's mercuryinsurance.com. Traffic and weather to get on the 5s. Our next report at 6:55 from your Southern California Monte traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
Look for the temps to be in the low 80s later on today. By the end of the week, we'll be back to the 90s. Currently, downtown has 53 degrees. This is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Dick Hill.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Something happened, but we don't know what yet. A German Airbus dropped 31,000 feet, likely killing all 150 people on board. This happened in the French Alps. Officials now saying the crew did not send a distress signal that was likely automated from the plane itself. You'll hear more from CBS News coming up in minutes. Angelina Jolie has had more surgery in hopes of not getting cancer. More on that in just a sec. Big meeting in Santa Monica tonight. That is to talk about the future of the Santa Monica Airport. Teachers and LAUSD officials getting into it today. Teachers may boycott a meeting, and the county of Los Angeles is talking about hiking the minimum wage.
You mentioned Angelina Jolie. She writes in the New York Times today after having that double mastectomy a couple of years ago. Now she has had her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed because she is genetically at a high risk for cancer. Dr. Otis Brawley is the Chief Medical Officer for the American Cancer Society, joining us now live. Doctor, good morning to you. It is a dramatic thing that she has done, but we do know that when she had the mastectomy a couple of years ago, it so much increased the awareness by women of the issues that they face.
Yeah, and we have to salute her courage and thank her for bringing this to folks' attention. The most important thing is that people need to realize that every person is different. And people who are concerned about this issue, breast cancer and ovarian cancer, really ought to talk to a genetic counselor about what they should be doing.
Yeah, how do you know, if you're in that high-risk group? I mean, is it just simply because you know that within your family there have been these kinds of incidents?
That's exactly right. People who have these very high risks are only about 5% of the female population. Generally, they're going to have a mother and aunt. And by the way, we need to look on the father's side of the family as well. You're going to have a lot of people with breast or ovarian cancer. The other thing, of course, is it's not just the BRCA gene that she has. There are other genes that can cause these high risks of cancer as well.
These women are unbelievable. Vicki and I were out at the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure a couple of weekends ago out at Dodger Stadium. And the survivors, and this obviously is breast cancer, but the survivors are just unbelievable women. And what they have dealt with and gone through, and their families and friends and support groups, it's amazing.
That's right. I see a lot of courage, grace, and dignity in our survivors on a daily basis.
So, what would your message be this morning to women listening to us in terms of what they should do and how quickly should they do it?
Yeah, well, women who have a high risk because of family history really ought to talk to a genetic counselor. Most doctors in general practice are not equipped to do this. You need to talk to someone specifically trained in genetic counseling. They will look at the family history, and then they will decide if a certain test needs to be ordered, because there are a number of genes that can cause this. It's not just BRCA, but many other genes. And that can be determined by a genetic counselor. People who have very high risk may want surgery. People at lower risk may want medicines to reduce risk.
All right, Doctor, appreciate very much your time this morning. Dr. Otis Brawley there at the American Cancer Society. And we're lucky to live in a place like Los Angeles where we have so many institutions, where there are so many experts in these kinds of efforts. And by the way, much more on all of this on our website this morning. That's CBSLA.com. KNX News Time is 6:50. Let's update your sports news for you right now. Busy meeting, day one, NFL owners meetings in Arizona. Here's Randy.
Owners eliminated local TV blackouts for next season only. That sigh of relief you heard just came from Chargers fans who nearly suffered the slings and arrows of not having sold out a couple of games this last year, but they eventually did. They also decided, the owners, not to broadcast the October 25th Jacksonville-Buffalo game that's going to be played in London. That's an odd thought. Instead, they're going to allow it to be streamed online at the internet. It would kick off at 6:30 in the morning our time, so maybe that had something to do with it. And how about this site for a future Pro Bowl? When my baby's about to be, I go to Rio de Janeiro. That's right. Now, next year's game will be played at Honolulu, but Brazil is on the short list of future host countries. Wow, NFL players let loose in Brazil. What could go wrong? On the ice, Kings win at New Jersey 3-1, but Calgary and Winnipeg also victorious. Kings at Rangers, Ducks at Columbus tonight. NBA, Lakers will be at Oklahoma City. Sports, 20 and 50 minutes past each hour. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? You might be if you're not with Mercury Insurance, because their super agents are on a mission to save you money. In fact, you could save hundreds if you switch. See for yourself by getting a fast, free quote at mercuryinsurance.com. That's mercuryinsurance.com.
Hiring? With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post to 50-plus job sites, including social networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with one click. Screen, rate, and hire the right candidates fast. Try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Attention BMW drivers, my friends at Center are at it again. Visit them today and they'll replace your wipers free of charge. Just flip on those washers. See the streaks? Roll right into Center BMW and let a BMW trained technician replace your wipers for free. No appointment ever necessary. One more way Center BMW stays centered on you. Center BMW, home of Wiki Service on Van Nuys Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. Offer expires March 31st.
Hey, KNX listeners, this is Jim Thornton. You know, your transmission is one of the most important parts of your car. And with newer cars, you just can't tell if your transmission is the problem or not. If your car doesn't feel right or a service light is on, there's only one place to go. That's AMCO. I really trust these people. And for a limited time, mention KNX 1070 and the guys at AMCO will check your transmission for free. If your check engine light or any service light is on, AMCO will read and report the trouble codes to you at no cost. I mean, why pay someone to read trouble codes when AMCO will do it for free? And whatever that trouble code indicates, transmission or otherwise, AMCO can fix it for you. And I love this. If money is a little tight, they have easy payment plan options for almost any credit situation. Call the pros at 1-800-GO-AMCO or log on to AMCOSOCAL.com for the center nearest you. That's AAMCO. AMCO. Transmissions and a whole lot more.
Most vehicles may not be combined with any other offer. Participating centers only. Why settle for the off-the-shelf windows from the big box stores that you have to install yourself?
15 years ago, Bill and Kathleen started American Vision Windows and Solar to give great customer service. 15 years later, and they've become California's #1 window replacement company.
Off-the-shelf windows don't look much better than the ones you already have.
That's why Bill and I are so happy that American Vision is offering the Delmar Collection by Anlin. It's our most beautiful window and is now available in 9 different colors. So call us and let American Vision install them for free.
Transform the look and feel of your home while getting unmatched customer service, free expert installation, and a lifetime warranty.
Revolutionizing the home improvement industry one customer at a time. American Vision Windows.
American Vision Windows, celebrating their 15th anniversary, and there's no better time to get brand new, energy-efficient, beautiful windows from the #1 window replacement company in California. Call now for a free upgrade to the Delmar package. Call 888-363-8181. That's 888-363-8181. CSLB number 778326.
You hope the layups stop hurting. You hope your knees won't buckle under your next jumper. But hoping your knees will get better just isn't enough to make the pain go away. At the Cedars-Sinai Orthopedic Center, our minimally invasive procedure can prevent further damage like arthritis and help you avoid a knee replacement down the road. Stop living with knee pain. Call 1-800-CEDARS-1 anytime. That's 1-800-CEDARS-1. Cedars-Sinai, leading the quest.
When you need kitchen or laundry appliance repair, visit myapplianceservice.com. Here's your update on traffic and weather together on the 5 Series channel.
All right, heading to the airport, let me just tell you, the West 105, really heavy this morning. It's just jam-packed already from the 605 all the way over to Crenshaw. The North 405 starting to get pockets of slowing coming out of the Long Beach area as well. Starting what looks like about Cherry, just right around Signal Hill. You're going to have pockets of slowing. It gets really slammed right around Wilmington, all the way up through the South Bay curve. But let's go ahead and, speaking of Orange County and such, let's go to Michael Bryan in Air 1070.
Just over the southern end of Orange County here. In fact, the northbound side of the 5, I see a little slowing here starting out of Mission Viejo, basically around Grand Valley Parkway up towards La Paz. A little sluggish here. Not too big a deal. In fact, the southbound side of the 55, that was much tougher. That's pretty well loaded up from Catella down through the 5 to Edinger with a problem there on the right shoulder.
All righty, we've got Scott Burton, Air 1070 over the 10 in the El Monte area.
Well, the 10 westbound slowing around San Anita as you head out toward Alhambra. We're heading east here, and it definitely looks heavy westbound through Baldwin Park. West 60 slowing central out toward the 57, and South 57 slowing from Temple down to the 60 merge.
And let's go to Jeff Baugh, who's also over the 10, this time to Santa Monica Freeway and Air 1070.
You bet, a very busy place. Also, I want you to be careful for a problem here. Westbound, just past the 110, just barely to the shoulder, but the drive has been, since pre-dawn, really slow with all lanes open all the way out to West LA. Washington Boulevard looks good. The eastbound side looking good coming in from PCH.
Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 7:05 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
Partly cloudy today, up to about 80 or so. Right now, downtown has 53.
Take the pledge to eat, shop, and play at participating businesses in the Crenshaw LAX construction area and qualify for a chance to win great prizes. Learn more and find great deals on local restaurants and shops at metro.net/eat, shop, play.
KNX News Time, 6:57.
I sentence you to maximum security prison. You have 30 days to get your affairs in order. I didn't do it!
Will Ferrell has a new movie coming out this weekend, and today he's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's going to happen in front of the Hollywood Wax Museum at 11:30. Could be really funny. His co-star in Get Hard, the movie coming out this weekend, Kevin Hart, is expected to be there, along with Molly Shannon from Ferrell's days on SNL. And also, you know who's going to be there? Mayor Eric Garcetti.
Oh, the mayor's going to be there. Yes.
He gets around. Game of Thrones in San Francisco. Had a big red carpet premiere for season 5 last night. A bunch of cast members and the author of the book series was out. And I love this. Before the screening of the actual show, there was a pre-recorded message. You may like this as well, where they said, instead of just saying silence your phone, they said no interruptions will be tolerated. So please take this opportunity to silence our phones. Should your phone ring during our screening, you will be executed.
Or gouged, which would be worse.
Or have your eyes gouged out. KNX News Time, 6:58.
About half of all Americans are missing at least one tooth. Are you missing teeth? Did you know that just one missing tooth can lead to significant bone loss, leading to altered jaw structure, shifting teeth, or a change in your face? If you are missing teeth, consider affordable dental implants. At Newport Beach Implant Center, we specialize in smiles. Our dual board-certified periodontist can give you the perfect dental implants for only $999 per implant and only $599 per crown. Call today to set up your free consultation with x-rays. Call us at 855-46-TEETH. That's 855-46-TEETH. Or visit us online at newportbeachimplant.com. There are no hidden costs. Ask us about our 12-month same-as-cash financing. Many dental plans accept and approve procedures. And for those looking to prevent future implants, ask about our latest laser gum treatment. Call 855-46-TEETH today. Newport Beach Implant Center, where smiles come to life.
KNX 1070 AM and HD, KAMP HD2 Los Angeles. KNX 1070 News Radio, broadcasting live from the Southern California BMW Newsroom. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Find a dealer at SoCalBMW.com.
Top stories now at 6:59.
The President of France says there are no survivors from an airplane crash in the French Alps.
With Mickey Moore, I'm Nick Helton. Traffic and weather together on the 5s, and CBS News is coming up next.
All news, all the time. Southern California's only all-news radio station.
The World News Roundup now, sponsored by South Bay BMW. KNX News Time is 7 o'clock.
Jetliner crash in southern France.
Everyone on board is feared dead.
Hollywood star acts to prevent cancer.
Angelina Jolie is heroic.
The drive to work.
Our commutes are getting longer.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. Officials say no one on board survived the crash of a German Airbus jet in southern France. We're live at the foreign desk with CBS's Vicki Barker.
The plane carrying 150 people was flying from Barcelona to Dusseldorf when it went down over remote mountainous terrain. Reporter Nick Martin describes the scene at Barcelona Airport.
We have seen visibly distressed people, some openly crying, others grouping together and hugging and covering their faces to avoid being seen by the media.
Spain's Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy through an interpreter confirming that 45 of the passengers were Spanish.
We are going to do everything we can within our powers, in our hands, to help.
Parent company Lufthansa says it's too soon to say what caused the crash. The pilot did send a distress signal, Steve.
Well, nearly 2 years after she touched off a national conversation about breast cancer, discussing her preventive double mastectomy, Oscar-winning actress Angelina Jolie is going public with a new procedure she's undergone to cut her cancer risk. Writing in the New York Times, she says she had her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed after a blood test showed a possible early sign of cancer. Oncologist and CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus.
So what happened here is that she has a faulty gene called BRCA1, and it means her risk of ovarian cancer is dramatically higher than the average person, about 50% in her lifetime.
Jolie is 39 years old. Her mother died of ovarian cancer, and her grandmother also had the disease. Question of American troop levels topping the agenda when Afghanistan's president drops by the White House today.
Afghan President Ghani will ask President Obama for continued help fighting ISIS. And the National Security Council's Jeff Akers said support for Afghanistan is strong but changing.
It will increasingly be financial and diplomatic in nature as the troop level continues to go down.
White House spokesman Josh Earnest said the goal is to build up Afghan forces to handle the country's security needs. Pam Coulter, CBS News, the White House.
The Wall Street Journal reports Israel spied on the Iran nuclear talks. U.S. officials tell the paper some of the information learned has been used to try to undercut support for any possible deal. Israel denies it. Utah's governor admits it's a bit gruesome, but he signed a bill into law making firing squads legal to be used if lethal drugs are not available.
It just sets up a backup plan. Lethal injection remains our primary source of the death penalty.
Republican Paul Ray sponsored the bill. Democrat Sandra Hollins unsuccessfully fought it.
You have a person who is going to kill someone. You have blood that someone has to go in and clean up. It's barbaric.
Now to Arizona, where Deborah Milkey spent 2 decades on death row for the murder of her 4-year-old son.
I feel good right now.
She's now exonerated. A judge dismissed the case that was the work of a detective with a long history of misconduct. The verdict was overturned 2 years ago. Michael Kimmerer is one of her attorneys.
Here is a woman that suffered for years, that maliciously was prosecuted. She was innocent. It was all based upon a police officer that just totally lied.
2 men, one a former roommate of Milkey, are serving time for the child's killing. The future is becoming clearer for a former NFL star accused of sexually assaulting women in several states. Here's CBS's Steve Futterman.
As a result of all of these plea bargain deals, Darren Sharper is expected to serve up to 9 years in federal prison. Today, Sharper is set to formally enter a guilty plea in Las Vegas. Yesterday, he entered pleas here in Los Angeles and Phoenix. After today, there will be one more guilty plea to enter, that one in New Orleans.
There was more security than usual at last night's NCAA women's basketball tournament game in College Park, Maryland, because of what proved to be an unsubstantiated phone threat against President Obama's niece, Princeton freshman Leslie Robinson. Princeton coach Courtney Banghart.
Leslie's safe. No one loves her like I do. And she's an important part of our team. So keep the freaks out of the gym.
And Princeton lost the game to Maryland. The Tigers' record had been 31-0. 4 minutes after the hour.
This is traffic on KNX 1070 News Radio. Good morning. Let's go ahead and go to Jeff Baugh. Air 1070's been flying over the PCH area.
Well, so far so good now. If you're coming in through Topanga Canyon all the way down to the tunnel here, there's some volume to it, but everybody's moving along. Northbound, those normal delays that Chautauqua, but north of that, you should be okay.
Had a problem on the westbound side of the 105 now at Bellflower. A brand new crash, 2 cars involved with the number 1 lane from the left block. It's been heavy on that west 105 from the 605 all the way down over towards Crenshaw, heading into the LAX area. Let's go to Michael Bryan. He's been flying over Orange County in Air 1070.
It's over the coast of Mason Freeway. 55 southbound at about Integer McFadden. Looks like the accident now to the right shoulder here, but very heavy from Kinsella.
All right, let's go to Scott Burton, Air 1070. Scotty.
10 westbound, slow Kellogg interchange out toward the 605, more slowing Santa Anita out toward Alhambra.
We have a new problem reported on the 5 southbound right around the 134. We're going to send Jeff over there. We'll have an update in a few minutes. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 7:15 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 and CBSLA.com.
For a lot of us, the daily commute to work is not only tougher, it's also longer. Here's CBS's Heather Bosch.
Finding a job near home is getting harder for millions of Americans. A new Brookings Institution report found the number of jobs within the typical commuting range dropped by 7% between the year 2000 and 2012. For lower wage earners, it dropped 17%. For the poor, that makes a tough situation even tougher. For instance, 57-year-old Las Vegas man Harold Carnes says he rides a bicycle 2.5 miles to and from his fast fast food job each day because he can't afford bus fare. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
On the Health Watch, CBS's Barry Bagnano has the latest look at how our diet could affect how long we live.
Whole grain foods and cereal fibers, they extend your life, Harvard researchers report in a large study tracking more than 367,000 middle-aged and older Americans. Consuming just over an ounce of whole grains daily reduces the risk of premature death 17%. Positive impacts were noted against a variety of major illnesses, including cancer, heart disease, respiratory disorders, and diabetes. Similar benefits were found in people who ate small amounts of cereal fibers. Not hard to accomplish, says Quinnipiac University nutritionist Dana White.
Putting some granola on a yogurt, making sure that when you choose sandwiches or even pasta dishes that you go for the whole grain versions.
This study in the journal BMC Medicine. Barry Bagnano, CBS News, Washington.
Science may have come up with a healthier chocolate. Researchers have found a process to make it sweeter and more nutritious. It helps chocolate retain more of the antioxidants, which can lower blood pressure and cholesterol. Something new in the lineup at the ballpark this coming baseball season, metal detectors.
Please make sure you take out your bag.
The screening will be in effect at 29 ballparks for opening day. We obviously encourage everybody to come early. Frank Gambino is VP of Ballpark Operations for the Nationals. He says metal detectors are pretty familiar to people. A lot of the public buildings, government buildings, cultural institutions. Only Chicago's Wrigley Field will postpone metal detectors for renovations. Andrew Mullenbeck for CBS News, Washington.
The NFL has decided to shelve the TV blackout rule, at least for this coming season. It took local games that hadn't sold enough tickets off local TV. There were none last year and just 2 the year before. Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 12 points. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Some people say Ohana. It's the vibe of the South Bay, and to us, it's warm, friendly, and fun. This is Peter Boson of South Bay BMW Mini, and in our store, we strive to give you that South Bay vibe. You'll notice it on your first visit to the dealership, and we want you to experience it every time you come in. When you buy from us, you're a VIP, and our VIPs receive unique and valuable benefits. You'll love your free any-day hand car washes, plus your choice of a variety of BMW or Mini loan cars with your service appointment. See, we're relaxed, and we want you to be too. But there's one area where we're intense and aggressive for you. That's on price. For over a decade, we've offered the exclusive and unparalleled Price Match Plus guarantee. We'll match or beat any BMW or Mini quote in California. And as one of the highest volume BMW Mini dealerships in the country, you'll get the car, color, and equipment you want. Visit us in Torrance or at southbaybmw.com or southbaymini.com. Don't settle for less.
South Bay BMW, South Bay Mini, the newest members of the McKenna European Auto Centers family.
The World News Roundup has been sponsored by South Bay BMW. Boosting the minimum wage in LA County.
And cranking up the debate about flying over Santa Monica. Big meeting there tonight, plus a big drill this morning in Burbank.
Good morning, I'm Dick Holt.
And I'm Vicki Moore. It's Tuesday, March 24th. Here's what's happening at 7:09. The County of Los Angeles is now looking at how much it might want to raise the minimum wage. Well, if they do it at all, they're talking about it. Let's take you live out to Marina Del Rey this morning. That's one of the places where the wage hike would have an impact. And KNX 1070's Pete Demetrio.
That's because the marina is in the unincorporated section of LA County. There's a total population in all of those sections of more than 1 million people. Now, any decision by the Board of Supervisors to raise wages to $13.25 an hour by 2017 would affect businesses there as well. This young woman sees the good and bad of a wage hike that goes through more wages in their pockets, but...
well, I guess probably even landlords will think oh, well, you're getting paid more, why not raise your rent as well?
All the costs go up.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect. If you raise something, it's going to affect everything.
The county may vote to ask for independent studies on the issue next week. Meanwhile, the LA City Council begins hearings on passing a minimum wage hike this morning. In Marina Del Rey, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
The future of the Santa Monica Airport expected to draw a big crowd on both sides of the issue when the City Council there meets later tonight. Let's go live to KNX 1070's Margaret Carrero at the airport.
Residents and activists on both sides expected to pack the Santa Monica City Council meeting, although the council isn't expected to take a vote on anything pertaining to the controversial airport. Chair of the Santa Monica Airport Commission, David Goddard, says one issue, though, involves tenant leases, which he says should be month-to-month market rate leases.
Because the aircraft companies have been benefiting significantly reduced or subsidized rates.
Harrison Ford's recent crash at a nearby golf course also reignited the debate over safety, given that the Santa Monica Airport is surrounded by homes, many of them within 300 feet, and there are no runway safety zones. Reporting live in Santa Monica, Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
You're going to see a lot of cops and firefighters if you're over by Burbank Airport a little later this morning. Starting at 9 o'clock, a bunch of agencies are going to take part in a huge training exercise for emergency responders. It's in a couple of different locations at the airport, but again, starts at 9 o'clock this morning.
Despite warnings that they'll lose some pay, thousands of LA teachers will be boycotting faculty meetings today as part of the union's push for more wages and benefits. Instead, they'll be gathering outside campuses and hand out pro-union material to parents. Teachers and school districts are locked in a bitter contract negotiation right now. The district says it hopes a mediator can broker a deal. By the way, both sides of this issue coming up in our 8 o'clock hour.
The lawyer for accused killer Robert Durst says his client was tricked into making what appeared to be a confession to some murders in Los Angeles. Dick DeGuerin was on the Today Show this morning and said that Durst was deceived by the makers of that HBO film, The Jinx.
He didn't take the good advice that he got from lawyers. Other than me, I didn't talk to him about it. He didn't ask me about it, but he didn't take that advice, and he was tricked, as he was told probably would happen.
Durst is accused of killing a woman in Benedict Canyon about 15 years ago. Right now, though, he's still in New Orleans on gun and drug charges.
Some business owners in Venice and the Boardwalk area met last night to discuss security problems in the area, highlighted by a transient biting off part of a restaurant owner's finger last weekend. Residents and media were actually shut out of that meeting, but the organizer says there was nothing sinister about that.
Not secrecy, more we really want to stay focused on what the goal and mission is at hand.
The head of the Venice Homeowners Association sharing the concerns.
Because there are a lot of drugs, there are a lot of mentally ill people, and they lose it.
The business owners who met last night say they will probably do it again next month.
And a restaurant in Pasadena is getting some backlash over what happened with a homeless man. Apparently a paying customer says she was upset after she invited the guy inside for breakfast at Conrad's in Pasadena, but the owner, she says, told him to leave.
The restaurant didn't act in the way that I would have expected, so I left a note for the owner.
And she says the man was finally allowed to stay after she threatened to sue, but she later wrote about the incident on Facebook, and a lot of people commented. The owner says all the criticism is unfair. He says the man wasn't asked to leave because he's homeless, but rather because he had been bothering people by panhandling. KNX News Time, 7:13.
Time now to update your money news for you. Here's Frank Monte. Good morning. Home sales, new home sales, moving higher. In fact, the highest we've seen in 7 years, according to readings just out. And it looks like that's led to a turnaround here for the stock market. The Dow right now down just 2 points. NASDAQ now turned positive of 7, and the S&P 500 also up a fraction. Some encouraging readings on the home front, and home prices up 3.